No neighborhood looks like this. One home, everything about the house and lawn all in perfect order. It may look nice, but where is the neighborhood feeling? There's no such thing as a neighborhood of one. Neighborhoods are the foundation of our community. They are vibrant places, made of many houses filled with many families. Keeping them well maintained and attractive is a community effort. Now, thanks to some groundbreaking work by the Code Compliance Division of the Independence Health Department, some neighborhoods are coming together to make that community effort. This is the Neighborhood Code Compliance Program, or NCCP for short. It has helped to build new partnerships between the city and its residents and raise community awareness of code compliance in Independence.
Code compliance is an issue that can be hard to address. In most cities, code enforcement is done strictly by responding to complaints. Citizens call the city and complain about something that's bugging them in their neighborhood. It might be trash, tall weeds, a junk car, or lots of stuff stored outside. The city then responds by sending out an inspector who verifies the complaint and issues a notice to correct the violation. If the corrections are not made voluntarily, the inspector will write the owner and/or occupant a ticket and may order a cleanup. Fines can be pretty expensive, and the owner is charged for any cleanup costs. Code enforcement in this manner has been done for years across the country. It has been the primary tool in resolving health and safety issues and in maintaining property values. 5 years ago in Independence, City Council and staff created a new type of code enforcement program. This program was not complaint driven and did not rely on the court or city ordered cleanups to get resolution. It focused on neighbors in the city working together to clean up their neighborhoods. Compliance was to be gained primarily through collaboration, not formal enforcement. The result was the Neighborhood Code Compliance Program.
The NCCP turned out to be a bigger success than we expected. Everyone involved in the planning felt that a free cleanup would draw a crowd, and that it did. What was unexpected was the unity it brought to the neighborhoods. Once neighbors saw the intent to better in the neighborhood, they were quick to jump in and help. This may have meant cleaning up a neighbor's yard who was unable to do it on their own, hauling stuff away for someone else, or assisting at the cleanup. For the first 2 years, cleanups, except for 5 code staff, were run completely by volunteers. In those first 2 years, more than 1 million pounds of trash and brush were collected. As the years passed, more and more people came to dump trash and brush. That meant we had to bring in more dumpsters, and we had to hire a crew with heavy equipment to deal with the sheer volume of the items. In the first 5 years of the program, we filled 426 large dumpsters with more than 2.9 million pounds of trash and brush. At the same time, the neighborhoods hosting the cleanups went from, on average, 57% compliance to 98% compliance. That has made for a lot of happy families living in cleaner neighborhoods with stronger ties to the community. Results like these take time, effort, and a good strategy. There are 5 steps involved in the Neighborhood Code Compliance Program. Step 1, neighborhood notification. The first step is letting everyone know that the NCCP is coming to their neighborhood. Property owners and residents are sent a letter about a month before the program's initial inspection. This letter explains the steps of the program and provides the date, time, and location of the cleanup. Additionally, the letter includes contact information for code compliance and other frequently called city departments. For those who would rather see and hear about the NCCP instead of read about it, the letter includes a link to this video. Step 2, neighborhood walkthrough. About a month before the actual cleanup, staff begins their inspections of the properties in the neighborhood. Each visit begins with a knock on the door, and if answered, an introduction and explanation is provided. The inspector begins their exterior-only inspection, looking for these 6 code issues: grass and weeds over 12 inches tall and thicket-like conditions, non-operable or unlicensed vehicles, open storage, trash or refuse, lack of house numbers, major building maintenance issues. If they find issues, they don't start the formal enforcement process. Instead, they leave a letter which states what needs to be corrected and gives information about the neighborhood cleanup. In fact, every property that is inspected is left a letter, even if no issues are observed. The idea is that no one is treated as a lawbreaker, but simply is being advised of their issues on the property. Many residents, even those without noted issues, take the opportunity of a free cleanup to trim trees and get rid of the trimmings or get rid of unwanted items they had stored inside. Step 3, neighborhood cleanup. This is the day the action happens. In order to provide the most convenience, cleanups are scheduled on a Saturday. The cleanup is held in or as close to the neighborhood as possible. Residents load their trucks, trailers, cars, and even a few trailers pulled by lawn tractors with their trash and brush and bring it to the dumpster site. Volunteers and staff help unload and fill the dumpsters. From experience, we have learned that not all citizens are able to get their items to the cleanup site. A list is compiled of people calling in and requesting help. People are added because they are elderly, disabled, do not have a truck, or are unavailable on the cleanup day. Depending on the neighborhood, the list may get pretty long. To assist as many people as possible, city staff go out the Friday before the cleanup and begin picking up unwanted items from those on the list. In 2008, the city was awarded a grant from the Truman Heartland Foundation to purchase a trailer and other supplies to aid with cleanup efforts. City staff and volunteers will finish the list on Saturday during the cleanup. The cleanup day is a unique chance for residents to meet each other and city staff, all while feeling good about working together to improve their homes and neighborhood. In 2010, the 8 cleanup days produced more than 625,000 pounds of trash and brush. All right. Step 4, formal inspection. After the neighborhood cleanup, staff returns to the area to conduct a post-cleanup inspection. If code violations remain, a formal case is started. During the past 5 years of the program, 57% of the properties were in compliance on pre-cleanup inspection. After the letters and the neighborhood cleanup, voluntary compliance rose to 90%. This is a great improvement. However, commitment to voluntary compliance does not end there. Citizens who receive a formal notice are given 3 additional weeks to correct the issues. If needed, an opportunity is provided to request even more time. Using this collaborative approach, an impressive 98.5% of properties reach voluntary compliance. Step 5, evaluation. Every good program will look for ways to improve. That is why the final step of the NCCP is sending out a survey designed to get feedback on the program. The goal is to identify the areas where the program is successful and any problem areas. The survey is also used to collect suggestions on how to improve the program. During the first 5 years, the ratings were overwhelmingly positive. 95% of the respondents felt the program was beneficial and would recommend it to others. Write-in suggestions are particularly helpful. For instance, during the first session of the NCCP, several people said they had forgotten the day and time of the cleanup. As a solution, the Code Compliance Division now makes an automated reminder phone call 2 days prior to the cleanup. This call has effectively increased participation and is an example of how citizen feedback is used to improve the program. Here are some examples of the write-in comments we have received from the survey.
I'm in a wheelchair and 90 years old. The person I talked to was courteous and helpful, and I wish to thank them for getting the brush that was on my property.
I thought the city staff did a super job of making contact with everyone in the neighborhood and answering questions. The entire process was done very professionally.
The staff at the dumpster site did a great job. They had to work in the heat, and it was a dirty and dusty job. They did this on a Saturday, usually their day off, and I think that their dedication is outstanding.
By doing the neighborhood code compliance program in my neighborhood, I believe this will help my property value.
This is one way I like seeing my tax dollars at work. This is a positive approach to code enforcement. You all are awesome. Thank you.
Statistics can be telling, but the best stories come from the people who have had the experience.
You know, it's cleaned up so much brush and stuff in the neighborhoods that never would have got cleaned up. And to keep the neighborhoods from dying, that's why the health department's here, is to keep our neighborhoods halfway clean and safe.
It's very difficult to get rid of your brush if you have a small property. It's very difficult to get rid of, you know, if you buy a new sofa, what are you going to do with the old one? And so this really makes it a nice way for them to know that there's some place that they can get rid of it.
Oh man, it's great. It's nice that they do this for their neighborhood and everything. I really appreciate it. It's just a good program.
It's a great program. It helps to clean up the city, keeps it looking nice. This is my second volunteer, and I love going out. We get a lot of great response from people. We stop and knock on doors that haven't called in, so it's a great program. I wish my city would actually do it.
Actually, I appreciate what they got going on. I think it's really good and good for the community. I had a lot of trash building up. I know quite a few other neighbors did, so I know it's appreciated.
The NCCP has received national and statewide recognition through articles highlighting the program and has also been the recipient of several awards, including winner of the Missouri Municipal League Innovation Award in 2008, National Association of County and City Health Officials for Promising Practice in 2008, American Association of Code Enforcement for Code Enforcement Technique in 2009, National League of Cities 2010 Awards for Municipal Excellence Finalist. The ETC Institute, a company that does satisfaction surveys for municipalities across Missouri and the United States, has stated that the City of Independence is a model of Missouri cities when it comes to code enforcement.
Thanks to the work of citizens and code compliance staff, the city has seen great results with the Neighborhood Code Compliance Program. Instead of addressing code compliance as a reactive measure where we respond to complaints and put neighbor against neighbor, we are now using a proactive and preventive approach. By first engaging citizens and then by helping neighborhoods to become cleaner, the program beautifies our neighborhoods, raises property values, and makes a lasting, sustainable difference in our community. All of this increases the quality of life in Independence, both for our citizens and for our neighborhoods. If you have questions about the Neighborhood Code Compliance Program, please call the Code Compliance Office at 816-325-7008 or 816-325-7193.